It is a good time, and I also wanted to thank everyone who reached out or had concerns. I know a couple of friends of mine did. I try to keep it secret, but for those that did follow, I try to practice what I preach, and there's a little for an update for everybody. A wee bit of debris on the landing pad, but I get this taken out a week from today, and I will get results. Everything else, I think we're in the clear, but you know how it goes. Teach Daddy, how we doing?
I could I could definitely go for some caffeine right now.
Well, I can imagine it's your day off. Now, me personally, I hope I get a little bit of motivation to write a little bit. And if I can't sleep, I got a little something to help me go to bed. So we took up the poll. Some people did voted, some people did not. But we have the Red Bull Sakura cherries today. Now, I'm glad we were able to find both versions available to us, regular and sugar free. If we go by the last couple of flavors they've had the last couple of years, I think we've both preferred the sugar-free based on taste,
Correct.
just simply because it's the way that's kind of mixed, consistency of it. Some of them have been more bitter on the top, sweeter on the bottom, too sweet on the bottom, whereas the sugar-free from first sip to last sip, it tastes relatively the same. It's not like you gotta stir it or you go, "Dad, get a good can, a bad can," any of that jazz.
So,
One moment, hold give them, the preach teach. I have to attend to, Bellamona moment.
the new Red Bull Spring Edition Cherry Sakura, it is described to be a blend of sweet tart cherry, Japanese cherry blossom, and a hint of almond. The hint of almond really throws me off, and the Japanese cherry blossom throws me off because I don't know if there's like an actual fruit that's cherry blossom. As far as I was aware, that's more of like, the trees, unless they're like mixing the taste of like the flower. But the flavor is described to be a sweet tart cherry Japanese cherry blossom with a hint of almond. So we got some cherry. We supposedly got some cherry blossom, whatever that may taste like, and then a hint of almond, which really throws me off that there is that.
Hopefully, it's not bitter almond.
Which, funny enough, on the website it says taste of cherry with notes of almond and floral cherry blossom.
Floral is a red flag, and anytime I hear almonds, it's also a red flag. So, mind you, maybe it's because I watch too much true crime, but every time I think of almonds, you know what I think of, right?
No,
Bitter almonds, cyanide.
but that does make me wonder.
Also, I love how the label on at least on this regular one where regular sugar line, the ingredients is only a few, whereas Monster has at least double of these. Carbonate water, sugar, glucose, citric acid, taurine,
So
sodium
it's to the
citrate.
extent that this is all artificially flavored, because the almond part made me wondered if it was going to have any mentions of allergen, and the can does not mention anything for allergens.
I didn't think it would. Also, it's been a while since I had a Red Bull, but take a look at the vitamin B6, 350%.
That I believe is about average.
350% daily value?
I think that's average of what we see on majority of cans. Yes.
I see close to 100. Doesn't tell you the grams, it just tells you daily percentage.
Seems about average. Tried recently. The last Red Bull that we actually reviewed on the show was Oh, it was the, ginger apple, I believe?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
I mean, for example, if we go by the sneak, it has 12% daily value.
Yeah, but that's also powder.
Damn, I wish I had the let's see. I got a Gamer Subs can by me. Their B6 is 150, their B12 is 4170%. Their Biden is 330%. That's fucking wild. That is wild. But nonetheless, ah, this is something, bro.
So, Sorelli, I think we start with the sugar.
I always say go with the regular first.
Starting with the sugar. Smells fairly decent. Smells like a cherry Red Bull.
You know, if somebody said, "How's the cherry Red Bull smell?" That's kind of the smell I would get. It's very Red Bull scented with a tad bit of cherry.
Sipping. Huh?
Oh, I
Huh?
haven't. I have not.
Right.
Well,
New
I'll
spring
take it with
edition
them.
Red Bull Cherry Sakura. Ute.
Salute. Not bad. Not bad if I had to say so.
I won't lie. It is fairly decent. My biggest question is, in a good way, where's the almond? I don't taste a lot for almond, and I think that's a good thing because I don't want to taste much for almond.
That's okay. That's okay.
It is more
I
cherry.
don't need the almond.
I think you get the almond on
Maybe
the
do you get
very
I
tail
was about
end.
to say, maybe tail end, but it's very faint. Maybe it gets rid of the aftertaste that might have been left.
It's a cherry and then like a hint of almond, a hint of like floral cherry blossom on the tail end to finish it off.
It is a little bit light, but it's not bad.
Oh, it's certainly light because you get a little pop of flavor and then it dies off quick. And hell, there's even 26 grams of sugar in this can, and I have the smaller 12 ounce. Not 12 ounce, 8.4 ounce.
Yeah, I got 12s. You can only find the 12s, unfortunately. But you have a point. Whereas these, hmm, I wonder.
Or before we
That's
even
not
rate
bad.
it, before we rate it, I feel like we should go to sugar free now and then rate them and or do it side by side.
You're speaking my language. I'm thinking the same thing. So let's put that down and put down the or crack open the sugar free. Ah, man, still getting used to this, man. Literally, the butt of the headphones is right on top of the stitch.
Oof.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's not as
Can smell.
it has a similar smell, but for me it's a lot less.
Yeah, sucralose doesn't have that smell compared to the sugar.
Ready?
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Salute.
Much smoother, much lighter.
Finish is better.
Just finish better.
Pause. Gotcha. This is good. This is very good.
I feel like it's a different cherry taste and a different cherry blossom taste. It's much lighter. It's much smoother.
I wouldn't say it's lighter. I think it's more refreshing if I were to give it a word.
I mean, for me, it feels like it's a lot more lighter. You know, another thing I forgot is that these 8.4 ounces only have 80 milligrams caffeine. I don't know how much is in the 12 ounce there.
114.
114. Wow, I forgot how much Red Bull does not have caffeine in it. It's not much.
I will say though, man, I've had a 12-ounce regular sugar-free Red Bull give you more energy than a 300 milligram Bang or G Fuel can. Just comes down to ingredient. Mm, so, hmm,
Mind you,
this is tough.
these are carbonated as hell because I can just feel my stomach full of carbonation.
Not high carbonation, but it's there.
It's
Maybe
fairly
a little
carbonated.
above average. All right. Mm, I think I have my ruling.
Okay, what's your ruling?
Sugar free. I'm gonna go 3.7 out of 5. And for the regular, 3.3.
So we're in a similar ballpark because I would probably give regular a 7, and then I would probably give sugar free a 7.6.
A little higher than I thought you'd give them.
I like it. I think it's actually a pretty fairly decent cherry taste. It's not like the most straight up pungent fruity cherry. But I am also
So,
very glad you don't get a lot of this almond taste that they describe because I feel like that would throw off it
agreed.
a lot.
Yeah. No, seriously, if I had something that I was told this, if something tastes like almonds in a drink, spit out and report it. Well, needless to say, pleasant.
Would you recommend them?
I would say give it a try. I wouldn't say it's a must try. That you see, that's where I'm going. It's between my 3 and 4 range. 3 is okay, fine. 4, I struggle to give it a 4 range plus. I'm
I
like, it definitely is not quite a 4. So I'm like, it's the high end of 3, but how much?
I mean, I would be on a similar page to you of saying I would recommend them in the sense of saying, like, definitely give it a try, but not like, "Oh my god, you have to try this new Red Bull, you gotta try it." I do prefer it over the last one they came out with, which was the ginger one, for this way more.
Oh, absolutely.
Uh, and the also, I will admit the, cherry blossom aspect to it, like, it does kinda have a semi, floral smell to a very tiny extent. It almost has a very tiny floral taste to it, but it's nowhere near overwhelming. It nowhere near throws you off. I think it's just a very light cherried Red Bull, honestly. It's a very light cherry with a little bit of floral. There's no almond.
I mean, it's not lychee terrible, if that means anything.
I guess my next question when it comes to this flavor, in all honesty, and we don't ask it a lot, but my brain really thinks about it for this flavor. What was the idea behind this flavor and why did they come up with it? Was it what out there in this world does it also resemble similar? They trying to recreate a drink or they just trying to create something new? Where did this come from and why?
Let me look into something, I suppose. Let's see. Um, cherry. Let's see. Cherry and almond. So maybe not here in America, but there's plenty of cherry and almond combinations. It doesn't say region. However, there is actually something known as cherry almond tea cake.
The heck?
Almond cake with cherry buttercream?
I think I've
Cherry
heard of that
almond upside
before.
down cake?
Banger.
Hmm. Not opposed.
Pineapple upside down
Yes,
cake.
cherry almond cake? Oh, of course.
Don't forget the pound in that cake. A pound
Hey,
cake for a reason.
that nice moist cake deserves a little poundage, Teach. Joy. Happy, happy joy.
I will say, we do have like 4 or 5 other cans to review at this point in time. We have a decent bit in the coming weeks, but I would also say we probably would have reviewed a second can of a different variety tonight if it wasn't for the fact that this has a sugar and sugar-free variant.
Yeah, we've been again, depending on if new things could be able to be found. So, I mean, over the weekend, I actually went searching a little bit and found a couple of things just when I've been in and out. I know somebody asked us if we can try the difference between the voodoo grape and the ultra purple.
Yep. I will
So,
say, like we brought that up, I think, last time on that episode.
yes, and you want to know what actually happened?
We
That
tried
voodoo
both.
grape that I had? No, the thing fell out of the seat, fell onto the pavement, poked the hole, and I'm just like, well, if this thing is gonna be, dripping all over the place because there's two punctures in it from two pebbles on the damn asphalt driveway dropped on. I'm like, let me take a sip of this, and I'm like, yeah, this still sucks.
Well, let me ask you this because I feel like this is a you question slash a you answer. Because they're not here in Michigan as far as I'm aware. I just hopped over to the caffeinated Twitter real quick. Have you ever heard of Casey's and or know what Casey's is?
So my homegirl Ashley in Iowa told me what Casey's is,
The
and
reason
it's essentially it's like
it's their Wawa,
it's
their Quick Trip, etc.
yeah, so again, I don't have any of that around me. All I have is 7-Elevens.
Okay, I don't have a Casey's either, but hopping over to Twitter, apparently there's a Mountain Dew Blackberry Citrus coming, but it's only coming to Casey's in May. Um, Mind you, the poll that you did put up on the Twitter was for us to try the Rain Sour watermelon gummy, which I'm very excited for us to try. The Ghost Blue Raspberry, which I'm about. You know, I'm sure it's probably similar to their other blue raspberry. And then I'm also eager for us to try the Monsters Punk Punch to see how much different that kind of a punch is for regular style punch. And then
Agree,
additionally,
especially since they've had fruit punch for a long time. There's the Pacific punch right now, which is that skin for it. To me, it's all the same damn thing. So, I mean, I'm just curious if it's a reskin and it's propaganda or if it's actually something different. Because if it's nothing of the sort, then so I went to my Walmart and I wanted to see if they had individually. They did not. Everywhere I went, there is not it individually. So I bit the bullet. I bought a variety pack, 12 pack. This is the best. If this punked punch is as good as I think it is, this might be the best variety pack that Monster has to offer.
Let
Hear
me
me out.
guess. White?
Or White Monster,
Uh-huh.
for the Punked Punch,
Yep.
and guess what the third one is?
Um, Blue Hawaiian.
Yep.
Yes, because I've seen them.
Yeah. So needless to say, if this punched is as good as I think it is, this is the best variety pack I can buy right now.
And supposedly, according to Soda Seekers, which we also shared on the podcast, the Ultra Punk Punch
Boys.
is out in all stores now. I believe previously it was only available in Walmart, but now it's supposedly available in all stores. Which I did find mine at a
It just
Walmart.
it just comes down to, vendors. Like how's who gets the vendors. So Friday, right after I went to the doctor, I went to the dermatologist, I had some time to kill. So I didn't eat breakfast. So mind you, I'm 2 towns over. There's this landmark that's been around for over 100 years. It's a general store. Newtown, Connecticut General Store is still a local eatery. Grabbed myself a nice steak wrap for like $8, dude. Sirloin sausage and sirloin, sauteed pepper and onion, and some sauce in there for I think it was like 7.50 plus tax, so eight and change. I'm browsing the coolers, and sure enough, lo and behold, who's there? The Coca-Cola vendor's there. He's got the hand truck full and he's filling everything in. And I'm like, gee, I wonder if there's anything new I haven't tried. Tried that, soda, water, yoo-hoo. Hello, beautiful. Rain, watermelon sour gummy.
I have high
Clutch.
hopes for it.
Let's see, supported small business and found something I need to try. Clutch, double clutch. So yeah, your boy had his neck incision, got his stitches, got a good breakfast, got a can to try, ate in the parking lot, swung her around home.
A little BEC.
Yep. And then I went to let's see, I went technically 4 towns over because it was in the opposite direction. So it was 2 towns over to get back to my town, then 2 towns over opposite way to go to the good Walmart. That's where I pick up the variety pack and everything else I needed.
Is that what you call them, a
All
BEC?
in a day's BEC? What do
Bagel
you
egg
mean?
bagel egg cheese?
It's bacon, egg, and cheese, the Beck.
A Beck?
The Beck. Bacon, egg, and cheese.
So would it be a BBEC? Bagel, bacon, and
If I
cheese?
had on the
Aren't they always on a bagel?
no.
I mean, technically no, but, like, wouldn't you normally get on a bagel?
It really depends, man. Like I'm a lot of times there's some places that have some good fresh rolls every morning, whereas the bagels they still might be, I guess, store bought and not fresh, so it's a little different. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I mean, if they're getting rolls every single morning from like a bakery because people are in there at 4 a.m. or whatever the case may be, I'm all for it. I'm for the local roll and everything else. I typically get on a roll because sometimes the bagels are too tough. Sometimes they sit around for a bit. I got a fake tooth, so it's a little hard for me to dig into these days. But I know if it's a good soft roll, I know I can eat go. I could eat okay. So it's what comes down to. Because there's sometimes where like hard breads, same thing with like an apple or like a pork rib. It's like I can't do it because I don't want to risk having my damaging or literally having my tooth fall out. That's literally like my worst nightmare. Maybe not the worst, but one of them. I don't want to like disconnect the tooth or knock a tooth out just by fucking eating.
I fully understand that.
I know it sounds really dramatic, but, it's just one of those it's just one of those things where you have to literally, like, have it happen to you in order to have, like, that thought process, I guess.
I
Like,
gotcha.
when I see my dentist at in the checkup, it's like, "Eating apples? No. Any ribs? No. Did you get punched in the face? No. Good man."
I mean, I don't know why you'd have any of the above happen.
Uh, the last part, I think as far as not get punched in the face, I think I can give you a good reason.
I mean, I feel like
Italian
you
American.
were you just going around throwing hands? Like, what's that supposed to mean?
"Hey, pal." This guy rounds the corner, he sounds like Dick Gumshoe from Phoenix Wright, if you know what I mean.
No.
Oh, you've never heard or seen Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney?
I know of it, but I've never
Okay.
actually heard it, listened to any of that jazz.
So, there's this guy that, put together a fan dub because there was a game. It was a 2D game, it was supposed to be a detective and, attorney game, but it has it's, like, part Japanese, part American based, kind of like it's, Street Fighter.
Well,
There's, like, American characters, but there's also Japanese.
I've seen plenty of it, and I've seen images and bits and stuff here and there, but I've never actually played one to get like the further in depth of it. I know the whole
Gotcha.
like point
So
and like arm move and point and objection and all of the above. I've seen all that jazz. I'm 30 years old, my friend. I've been on the internet for the past 20 years. I'm cultured. Well, I've never played them. I don't know any of
so
the other insides and outs of them.
okay, so there's this, detective character, and this is what I'm referring to, if you've seen this guy. So, essentially, every case you have, when you look at evidence, everything else, he's the guy that, he's the detective on the scene to look at everything. And it seems that in the fan dub and in the anime, at least the English dub, they kind of give him like a scruffy accent. Let's see. It's just like the lines that they give him too. It's just so just so perfect. Let me see if I could find something real quick. But anyway, anyhow. But overall, it's really just funny. Let's see.
Simpleton spell. Everyone knows you can't find out everything you want with scientific investigation. I've never heard that.
Scruffy, kind of northeast.
Let me see. From the Bronx?
I don't know where he's from. I always just say northeast because again, that would like me going to England and saying English accent, and then somebody's gonna be like, London, Suffolk, you know, uh, Edinburgh or Edinburgh, whatever. And if somebody were to say which one, I'd be like, I don't freaking know. If I say northeast, it's like it's fucking Baltimore for all I know. Whatever the hell that is.
Yeah, whatever Baltimore is. Those Ravens, I guess.
Apparently, the A's and R's are the same.
I mean,
I think they did something where it was Aaron earned an iron earn, and the guys are just going earn, 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 and they're like, "Holy fuck, we sound like that."
never heard of her.
She was a whore. Big one too. A whore. Uh,
Any other
well, since
new
we got a little time, Teach, question for you, because I think this will hit home for you because we got time. I know you've been excited about this for a long time. I know you've been dabbling in it just a little bit casually. I'm not sure how many hours underneath your belt you've had this on. Tell me about Marathon, my
oh
friend.
my we're a caffeinated podcast. We're not a video game podcast. I mean, uh, there's been 2 alphas thus far in the free server slam this weekend. I played in the alphas, I played in this slam, I thoroughly enjoy it. I don't normally play extraction shooters, I didn't really care for Ark, I'm not a Tarkov guy, but, I played Bungie products, and I enjoy how Marathon is. I've played it a lot, and I'm excited for the full release this weekend. Probably become one of my main focuses of content, until at least June when we get more quality Destiny updates.
So, do you really think that now again, even though we're not a gaming channel, if it wasn't for the gaming industry, G Fuel wouldn't have been created. We wouldn't be here.
Um, it's hard to
Good point.
say. It's hard to say. I feel like it's
It is,
still
but it's not that
I
realm.
don't think it like yeah, people make the argument that it's called like gamers fuel standing from the G fuel, but you could also say it's like gamma fuel with the G. I think it goes hand in hand. It's like the classic idea of like, a gamer with Mountain Dew and Doritos. Whenever they play a game, they get their little bit of caffeine and good drink and then their snack. You can make that argument with like G Fuel. Um, I think the company still would be around if it wasn't for gaming, but it's also one of those like they did technically start with advertising of hey gamers, this is your energy drink replacement because we know you love your Red Bull monsters when you're gaming because why get your Call of Duty monsters when you can get your Call of Duty G Fuel even though they never did a Call of Duty collab.
Not officially. I know they had shakers, but they didn't have like a drink, unfortunately. Could you imagine though?
Kind of like when you think about it, it is kind of surprising to think that like yeah they never did a COD collab.
Well, also the thing that kind of gets me so bad. So it's kind of like I said this, right? I was having a gaming topic with somebody, and a big thing that we talked about is we wish that EA Sports would come back, but we also wish more than anything that EA Big would come back. Because the one thing that everyone seems to hop on that EA has not is nostalgia. Because if you think about what goes on with EA and all these other companies, right? What is the number one Need for Speed game in demand?
Underground.
The OG. No.
Oh,
I would
Hot
say it's
Pursuit.
the OG Most Wanted.
Oh, oh.
The OG Most Wanted. Mid 2000s on the 360. That was a game of the year contender. And people still say to this day, 20 years later, that it was the best one. Even though there's better cars, even though there's better mechanics, better tracks, if you go by the police track, the police chases, if you go by the racing, the storyline with the blacklist, people will still say with their chest out that 20 years later, it's the best Need for Speed game of all time. Do they wish they can just say, listen, hey, pal, why don't you just update the graphics, leave everything the same outside of maybe updated mechanics and send it? Kaboom. They don't. And the reason why I brought this back is simply because this is going to go with the trademark and stuff. So it's very weird because if you go by Dragon Ball Z, they've double dipped in the energy drink game multiple times. They've had stuff with G Fuel, they've had stuff with Gamer Subs, then back
Have
to
they?
G Fuel. Yes, they have. Because in between those collector's boxes, you have the first one, and then there was a second round of it. They did something with Gamer Subs.
What do they do with gamer subs?
I forget. Let me look into that. I know they did shakers for a time being. Let's see.
It may have
Here's
just been the shakers, I feel like.
PBZ.
I swore they did that first with Stups and then but I could be wrong. But I feel like it was just the shakers.
I know there's a Dragon Ball Z Goku shaker up on eBay for 45 bucks. That's not bad considering what I've seen some of these shakers go for. But even if it was just the shakers, right? It is what it is.
What did he
Regardless, they had that license. That's just how it goes. You had the license. But there's a difference between some other companies having the exclusive rights to it. You want to know why there could only be one NFL video game?
because Madden owns everything.
Madden pays the NFL a lot of money to have the exclusive rights.
Oh, I bet.
It's kind of like a CBA. They do have a collective bargaining agreement for the title. They were unsure what was going to go, and it goes for, I think they do like 10 years at a time or something. Along with it, they give them just a good amount sum, it's millions, to have the exclusive title. So, Backyard Sports is producing a new game. And I remember getting into backyard sports because of backyard football. But now that's impossible to do it in an NFL version of it because of that Madden title. So it would have to be generic teams. Whereas backyard baseball, they had the exclusive, not even exclusive, they had permission to use the MLB trademarking. And some players actually wanted to come back. I think two or three did not for some reason. But yeah, a lot of people said yes, and they brought it back. Just a remake to have on consoles and Steam.
John Madden
They were
himself.
playing on, yeah, rest in peace, John Madden. When it comes to these rights, you won't see Mountain Dew and another company do it all at the same time. There's definitely gonna be like a gap, and there might be, hey, I thought they're still doing it. Yeah, but look at the manufacturing date or the expiration date on the can, you'll see why. Same thing with Apex. Weren't they just with Monster for the longest time?
Yeah, but I feel like they've only been with Monster.
Well, you get what I'm saying. I'm not sure what deal that included, but whatever the case may be. Yeah.
Which is funny because as much as technically Red Bull has done gaming related stuff, I can't think of anything Red Bull has done gaming related to the extent of what Monster has done though.
You're absolutely right because I mean, I know Red Bull has teams, but I've outside of Ninja before he went to G Fuel, before he made that milk company, I was in left field if you ask me. But until that came around, I have no idea what Red Bull was doing as far as mainstream. I've seen Monster rappers, I've seen Monster gamers.
Well, what I
I haven't seen, like, Red Bull gaming
what I
much.
mean by that is like you have um esports teams, you also have content creators, for the example, which we have CMB sponsored and advertised Red Bull, but you've never seen Red Bull be partnered with the gaming company. For the example, even we'll go call like Call of Duty. You've never seen, hey, buy this Red Bull, get a code to go unlock something in Call of Duty. You've never seen that with any game. It's always Monster.
You know, that I agree, and I wonder why that is, and I understand that Red Bull is a action sports drink. Like, I mean, I'm watching PSL, Professional Skateboarding League on Saturdays, or I'm catching it a day or 2 after. I gotta catch up with that tomorrow. I missed this weekend, actually. Thank you for having me circle back to this. But it seems like they do like the bare minimum in other events, and it's just like, you know what? We're gonna just heavy up into stunts. Like, "Hey, let's land a airplane on top of a sailboat." We saw that guy start doing drop-ins, off of that halfway down a building, a skyscraper nonetheless.
But, I mean, uh, Monster's also advertised to that same degree you say of, like, being the sports drink as such, but they've also done plenty of things with gaming. Red Bull doesn't, so I wonder what or why exactly that is. I think it would help
I
Red Bull be
wonder
that little extra
I
push
wonder.
as well.
Yeah, because, I mean, again, they have Red Bull Music. I told you about that event where they gave us a DJ table for that event. Just all it is instead of a folding table, it's a better quality folding table, and it has a front, so it's a little more sturdy. It has the Red Bull logo in front of it. It is a nice table. It probably costs like 4 to 500 bucks, but whatever. Between that and the coolers that they come in with the Mini Cooper, I mean, again, the Red Bull reps that I've bumped into in Connecticut, they've been cool. I've only met 2 Monster reps, but they weren't really talkative, whatever. But, it just that's a very good question. I think it really comes down to I don't know if it's regional. I have no idea if there's a team manager that decides what to do with the promo product. Like I can't speak for every company, but I know with some skateboarding teams or like a brand manager, team manager, whatever, they'll have X amount of product for giveaway purposes. Now, mind you, they use that as write off. So that's another reason why to do it. But also, again, it's advertising. So when you are giving away product, you figure out how you're going to do it. Is it local? Are you going to do a leave a comment down below? How are you going to do it? I don't know what that answer is. And there's some people that are saying, "Hey, what should we advertise? Hey, what about this guy who has a gaming uh stream, then he averages 200 people a stream." Or, you know what? This guy will make a good commercial. He wants to try skydiving and somebody catches him. Well, he doesn't have a parachute. It is Red Bull. Let's be real. I mean, I did watch the live stream when I could see the guy drop in off the edge of the building. Now, mind you, I thought he was going on the way top and shooting himself down. I didn't think he was only going to go halfway. He still has balls of steel even getting up that high, though. And I don't think anyone can take that away from him, if you know what I'm talking about. Training, being pulled from the car at over 100 miles an hour, shit like that. I mean, again, like, I feel like Red Bull, it's like they dabble in like the stuff we do, like gaming, music, all that, maybe just to help them with their follower count. But if you want the only time I've heard them sponsor something that was huge and not stunt related, it was when they were helping with give water filters over to Puerto Rico a couple years ago. I want to say that was maybe ooh, let's say that was maybe 8 years ago, if I had to guess. I remember there was this big, I think it was a hurricane that hit there, and they didn't have drinking water. And one guy, I wasn't sure if he was doing music or whatever, but Red Bull sent over like supplies, filters, help people with drinking water. That was one thing awesome, but I mean, again, you're gonna have to think of stunts. And it seems like they kept going off of what Danny Way was doing. You remember some of the videos, like remember him doing a backflip over the Great Wall of China?
Oh,
Ooh. Give that thing a quick search. Danny Way does the backflip over the Great Wall of China. And there was a lot of DC riders there to witness it, which was think I saw that when I was 14 at the time. This was mid 2000s when I done it. But again, that was way before energy drink sponsors were a thing. I don't think I started seeing them until the late 2000s.
For sure.
People like Ryan Sheckler. Well, yeah, now it's like a political thing. Now it's just like, it's like, "Hey, this guy rocks. He has an energy drink sponsor. Now fuck him." Corporate conglomerates, I know.
Everybody's gotta get their
But it's
bag
actually sort
somehow.
of they do. I mean, there is rules to follow, and some people think they turn their back on it, but, I mean, the one thing that kinda got me is when you had the glitch, affiliation, let alone partnership, I was just always nervous, and I wanted to make sure that you had, I guess you can say your due diligence done because I don't wanna say that there were some snitches or anything out there, but there were some powder companies where they saw me drink this and there was a camera in front of my face, they'd be pissed at me.
Oh, for sure.
And I still think we have those things out there too. I still do believe that. Now, I don't wanna throw out any names or any companies. I think me and you both know who they are. One of them starts with F.
Yep.
Juju was one of them as well, which I'm actually very surprised because I think they were too small to have that kind of, leverage, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, as in, "Hey, I gotta order another tub soon. Hey, uh, our, team manager screenshot this, we gotta talk. My Zoom call office, 7 o'clock this evening." The fuck? Ain't right. Not right. Because again, to me, it's like, if you're out there selling product, it's like, I mean, think if I was like Juju, it's like, I mean, okay, I'm not gonna do anything, we're still cool, but you're not gonna make any commission if you're drinking that instead of the product you actually have your name towards, and that's that. To me, that's what I'm thinking. It's like you can't have something around your stream that says use code this, and then you're drinking a Red Bull. I feel like we're starting to get with that with a couple of companies, even like some things where they're kind of, I don't even know if you would say contract based. I feel like some of them are just trying to get handshake until they figure out they have to budget cut and then they just turn loose. If that make any sense to you?
Mhm.
Handshake deal until it's just like, "Up, sorry, you said something stupid on social media, gone." Which at that point, I get it. I don't wanna mention the names, but I mean, again, we've seen it a lot in 2026 so far.
True.
A lot of people have the "I refuse to shut the hell up" syndrome.
Yeah, everybody wants to be mad about something nowadays.
I mean, again, I'm just gonna say this because, I mean, this is rare for me to actually say this on camera, but you have freedom where me and you stand in America to say certain things. Yes, we do. But if you say something stupid and your employer is constantly watching you on the internet, at that point, he can just say, "You know what? You're kind of an asshole. We're done." Can't they say that anytime? You know what internal discord means?
Yes. Work.
Well, it kind of goes like this. Let's say let's say I'm back at one of my old jobs. They want to try and get rid of me, but they don't want to set me up. It's taking too long. And for my termination, they put internal discord. Oh, let me Google AI this real quick just so I could make sure that I describe this the right way. A state of conflict, tension, or lack of harmony either within an organization or within an individual, as mental and emotional struggles between opposing desires or beliefs. Essentially, that is the blackballing you saying you are difficult to work with and we're blackballing you. And there's many other companies, next person you try to apply for, when they see internal discord, they look at that, they look at you and they go, ah, shit, you're trouble. Like if you're what's his name that was blaring off on socials and making fun of certain people, what's he going to be known for the next time he gets a certain drink or sponsorship with somebody? Oh, right. You're that asshole. Pump those brakes. Don't be a dick. People are watching you.
And speaking of pumping the brakes, is the hour mark for episode 186.
All right, all right. Everybody watching now or later, please be good in the meantime. I can't wait to update you on what the hell is going on over here. Hopefully, it doesn't leave too much of a mark, but we'll keep you up to date. Stay blessed, stay healthy, stay warm, stay hydrated, stay nourished, sleep well, and get home safe. Take it easy, everybody. Have a good night. See you next week.